What if there was an alternative type of cardio that was equally, if not more effective than running and can be done in a third of the time? High intensity cardio might be exactly what you're looking for, because not only can it improve your cardiovascular health, but it can preserve or even build muscle mass, burn more calories, and help you get stronger, leaner, and healthier in far less time. So let's talk about running versus high intensity cardio, comparing both so you can decide what's better for you and your lifestyle. So high intensity cardio is an interval of hard exercise followed by an interval of rest. Now these intervals could be a minute, they could be 30 seconds, and you can repeat them as many times as you choose to. So before we get into why I think high intensity cardio is superior to running, let's talk about the benefits that both methods share. So both methods, running and high intensity cardio, promote a healthy systolic blood pressure. So this means whenever you take your blood pressure, you get two numbers. There's one at the top and one at the bottom. The top number is the amount of pressure put on your arteries when your heart contracts. And whether you choose to do running or whether you choose to do high intensity cardio, this will decrease that top number. So it can give you a much healthier blood pressure if you do it over the course of 12 to 16 plus weeks. And both modes of training can reduce vascular resistance, which basically means that it becomes easier for your blood to pass through your blood vessels, which means there's less friction and your blood vessels over time take less damage. And both methods will improve your VO2 max to roughly the same extent. And we've talked about VO2 max before, but basically all this means is how efficient is your body at using oxygen that you breathe in. So the higher VO2 max, the better your longevity. You can think of it like a car engine, and the higher your VO2 max is, the more efficient your engine. Both methods of training here do a good job at those three things. Here's where I think that high intensity cardio using a kettlebell is better. First, if you want 30 ways in 30 days to help you get stronger and healthier in just 10 minutes a day from home, sign up with the link in the description. It's completely free and you can unsubscribe at any time you want. So whilst both types of exercise do reduce your blood pressure to a similar extent, high intensity cardio can do it in about a third of the time. If you need to go on 3 half-hour runs every single week to reduce your blood pressure, you might only have to do 3 10-minute high-intensity cardio sessions to get the same decrease in blood pressure. And that has been shown in studies that as little as 3 times a week for 10 minutes can result in significant improvements in your blood pressure and in your VO2 max. By doing high-intensity cardio as well, especially if you use a kettlebell or you use some other kind of weighted equipment, there's also the added benefit of muscle preservation or even muscle growth from doing it. We know that after the age of about 40, we lose about 8% of our muscle mass every single decade, but we can preserve it by doing certain exercises, and this is perhaps one way of doing it. And whilst running doesn't burn muscle tissue, you're not going to lose muscle just from running. It doesn't have the effect of preserving it either. So if you want more efficiency, high-intensity cardio does an equal, if not better job in less time, with the added benefit of maintaining or even building muscle mass at the same time. Now, here's where it gets a little bit more confusing, because there's a couple of reasons that I think that high intensity cardio does actually fall slightly short of running, and it's mainly to do with risk management. Now, I know as soon as I said risk management, half of you just clicked off the video straight away, but it is important, so try and bear with me. The older you get, the more risk is associated with training in general, but high intensity training is even more risky unless you have an adequate targeted warm-up. So if you get a really good solid warm-up in that's about 15 minutes, you give your body and your heart time to adapt to the training stimulus you're going to give it. So you let your heart rate slowly increase, you let your blood vessels slowly dilate, you let your blood pressure slowly rise to the point that's normal when you start exercise, you will be absolutely fine. But if you don't warm up properly, you're just raising your risk of adverse events happening or being brought on by exercise. And this is further compounded by any issues you might have with blood pressure. So whenever you exercise, your blood pressure will increase. That's normal. It might increase by 20 or 30 points. So if your systolic blood pressure or your top number of your blood pressure is slightly elevated, let's say it's 140, it may increase to 160 or 170 during exercise. That's completely normal and that's fine. But if your resting blood pressure is already 160 or 170 and you don't warm up before doing it, your blood pressure can spike. Generally, a systolic or top number blood pressure above 180 is what we call a contraindication to exercise. It means you shouldn't exercise. So if you are a bit older, I'm talking sort of over 65, and if you do have issues with blood pressure, you'll have to be very strategic and slow in how you apply any kind of training, but especially high intensity training. So this topic can get pretty complicated. I don't want to overwhelm people with information, so I'm going to leave the video there to keep it short. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and I will try and respond to all of them. And again, if you want 30 ways in 30 days to help you get stronger and healthier in just 10 minutes a day from home, sign up for free in the description. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one.